Another hinge you may encounter is this here 60-degree bifold hinge. It simply connects the two halves of a bifold door as an alternative to piano hinges. We don't normally need to order these as they are not available in soft close, so we just reuse the original ones. However, I've had to order it before if the original ones are broken. You may have to use another brand than Bloom though, as they only have one option. If you're ever finding a match for a particularly strange hinge, you can go back to the European Hinges page and you'll see the ability to sort by many different options. You can see many different opening angles, various door positions, including weird special applications, different closing mechanisms, and images of different doors to help you figure it out, as well as different fixing types. This will sort doors across all the different brands, which you don't normally use any brand other than Bloom, but it may be necessary in extreme situations. Clicking back on Bloom, there is one other type of hinge you should know about, and that is the compact hinge, as you can see here. These hinges are used for a type of cabinet known as face frame cabinets, as opposed to all the other cabinets which are frameless or European cabinets. Face frame cabinet, as you can see here, is a cabinet that has a frame that covers the front edges of all the cabinet boxes and kind of overlaps into the cabinet box, leaving a little lip on the inside. This style of cabinet is very common and is the standard in America, as opposed to the sort of cabinets we see all the time here, which are known as frameless or European style cabinet boxes, which are common in Europe and as such Canada. You can see the difference between the two in this image here. The compact Bloom hinges kind of cling on to the inside edge of the face frame right here. They're also a lot shorter. They're a lot trickier to work with as face frame cabinets tend to be kind of all over the place with less standards. You have to deal with something called an overlay. You can see the options for this hinge are 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. An overlay is the amount of overlap between the edge of the door and the face frame. A 0-inch overlay would be if the edge of the door lined up right with the edge of the face frame. In this option, it looks more like a 3/4 inch overlay, which is pretty common. Although it varies enough from cabinet to cabinet that it's not really worth discussing a lot here. I normally just figure it out on a job-by-job basis by experimenting with a few different hinges. One other thing you should know are the different types of mounting plates. If you click mounting plates, you can see that there are a lot more than just the two we normally use. This one here I've highlighted in blue is a face frame adapter plate. It allows you to use the normal Euro hinges on a face frame cabinet instead of the compact ones I already discussed, although I find it to be unstable doing it this option. The mounting plate second from the left that says cam mounting plate is a style where you can adjust the doors up and down by using one screw, which you can see on the bottom. These are normally considered fancier and therefore more expensive options, but in my experience they always just break, so I try to avoid them. Beside that, on the top left, you can see one that says Expando cam mounting plate. Expando is a Bloom lineup that basically means the plate comes with a plastic dowel with the wood screws threaded inside, and you press the two dowels into a pre-drilled hole, and then as you tighten the screws they expand outwards, holding the mounting plate in place. I think Bloom makes Expando variants of all their different mounting plate styles, but you typically only use them when manufacturing new cabinets, so we don't need to worry about it. The last plate I find useful is this one on the left highlighted in blue called the horizontal cam mounting plate. These ones line up directly underneath the hinge, giving it a more clean look, I guess. I find them useful though when the two original screw holes have been stripped to the point of being useless. You can then drill two new holes underneath the hinge and use this plate instead. You can see there are many other weird and wonderful exotic mounting plates, but we never really use them, so there's no point in thinking about it. The last thing you should know about are the old school face mount hinges, which we do encounter sometimes, such as these. In that case, you just kind of have to find ones online. Lee Valley often has good options. I would take one of the old hinges to Lee Valley in person and compare it to what they have in the store and try to find one that's the same dimensions. It can be pretty tricky. You have to make sure all the dimensions are perfectly accurate. Um, Oftentimes it doesn't work out and we just end up spray painting the original hinges, but Lee Valley is always an option.